Anyone else get those Kamina / Studio Gainax and Studio Trigger vibes from this scene? I know I did. And that scene was just... I know it was over the top by the way it was presented, but it was just so over the top that it got me excited. I legit started giggling and getting hyped, like I was just a kid again watching, Gurren Lagann for the first time. I'm just like... Whoa, that's a nice little sequence in this episode, and I think many can probably agree with me, that was definitely a great moment of the episode, because it just, it showcases how helpful science can be, and when you have a little bit of an edge, you can put you on a level playing field against others. But the point is, though, I just think that for something so simple as, let's say, the man putting on glasses, it was just so over the top that it really just made me enjoy it, and like I said, it's easily one of my favorite scenes of the episode. Which, by the way, let's talk about what happened, but also let's talk about, going forward, what could happen after him obtaining glasses, Kinro. So with Kinro now having his melon on his head to be able to see against Magma, the question is, what will happen? Will he win? In common shonen, I would definitely say that Kinro is going to lose. And hear me out, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying when it comes to shonen series typically, when it comes to the first fight, there's just no way that said character is probably going to win. It wouldn't make sense. But at the same time, though, this series could subvert expectations and have Kinro win right at the start. But if Magma comes out on top, then we have the drama behind the scenes that was built up within this episode. And that drama is, where is Kohaku? Which, by the way, before I go any further, I apologize for last week. I made a mistake when I said Kohaku was Yuzu for some reason. I derped out. I really derped out quite a bit last week in the last episode review, so forgive me for that. But anyways, getting back into it, Kohaku, she went to investigate and find, Suika, figure out where she's at, and she thought she was drowning. And obviously Suika's fine, she popped up at the end of the episode, and she did kind of save the day by giving her melon on her head to Kinro to be able to best Magma. But that still doesn't get rid of the fact that Kohaku is out there in the middle of nowhere trying to find someone like Suika, and she can't find her because obviously she's in a village. So because of that, there is some drama going on there. Because if Magma does, let's say, win, Kohaku's still going to be searching for Suika, and they're not going to really know. She's not going to know that Suika's back in town, and the match is going to continue, and she's going to get disqualified. So if I had to assume anything, the way the story potentially could go is that Kinro's probably going to lose, and it most likely is going to be due to disqualification. He's going to be disqualified, because when you think about it, him having a device thrown onto his head, it's going to cause a lot of suspicions. Many are going to raise their eyebrows and think that there's some cheating going on, which I can understand that. I really would. If someone threw something in the middle of the ring and put it on someone's head, even in today's age, I would think they're cheating. I would. Something was done or whatever to cause some cheating. A sign, a rigged match, whatever. So I can understand if a lot of the people around, even the referee, is like, there was some cheating going on, this man is disqualified. Even if he didn't complain about it, he still had outside help, and he didn't bring it into the ring before the fight began. So because of that, it was necessarily cheating. So I could definitely see Kinro getting disqualified. He might wear down Magma, but he's probably going to get disqualified because of the helmet that was put on. But it was a good moment for his character to shine and really become a part of the scientific, team. So, if he does get disqualified, obviously if Kohaku's still missing, the only people that is remaining is Genro, but also Chrome and Senku. These are the three individuals that can actually fight, because I highly doubt Kohaku is probably going to get back in time for her match. She's probably going to get disqualified. So if that is the case, who will actually win? Obviously, if we're going by common logic, it would be kind of obvious if someone like Chrome won, because Chrome is the one that is in love with Ruri, and if he was the one to save her, it would, definitely add more to the relationship and show his character development. But I truly don't believe it's in his best interest for the story to actually have him win. So personally, I think it might be Senku. I think Senku might win it because of just his science and all that. And it would be very shocking to see someone like him take down a powerhouse like Magma. But, yeah, that's my personal opinion on what's potentially going to happen, but I'm pretty excited for whatever does happen. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about the ingredients that they were using for the cure-all drug that they were going to use for Ruri for, you know, the upcoming episodes. Every ingredient that Senku got within this episode was breaking down, mixing, etc. Everything he had to do scientifically to be able to obtain. Honestly, it's something that I think many are very unaware of. Even myself, I am kind of unaware of everything that's out there that's probably in things that they use to create some of the common goods that we use today or even eat, consume, drink, etc. And that's kind of the main point of that scene, was to show that there's so many dangerous ingredients and chemicals, etc. that are used to create the daily things that we use nowadays, to drink, to be able to help ourselves medically, or, you know, equipment we use. There's a lot of dangerous things that's used to be able to create what we have now in today's society. And it's just kind of interesting that all of these dangerous ingredients are actually being used to make the drug to heal someone, heal something really bad that is harming them to where they could potentially die a very early death. It's just crazy. I mean, even pee is being used. The chemical in pee is being used. And it blows your mind when you really think about all these dangerous things are being used for something like healing someone. If you didn't understand how science worked and you heard about all these chemicals being mixed together, etc., you think someone's making a poison. That's what you would assume. But because of how chemical reactions are, it definitely can create stuff that actually can help you. I mean, it's like water and hydrogen and, you know, carbon dioxide. When you think about the different atoms and stuff when they split, you can create some really dangerous things. So, I mean, because of that, it's kind of the exact same thing here, is that all these chemicals, it just depends on how they're arranged and how they're used, if they're deadly or not. Which I really do love, you know, Kohaku's reaction to it, because her reaction was definitely very realistic. I mean, if you were in her situation, you know nothing really about science, even if you trust an individual, and they told you that this this chemical can melt your face off, this chemical can literally cause it to where you die, this chemical turns you into a zombie, etc. If you heard someone talking about all of this, I mean, you saw them, like, pee in the middle of a jar and they said, we need the chemical from this, you'd think that they're trying to kill your sister or kill someone, because that's just, it looks deadly. But that is the common reaction. Kind of reminds me of some of the movements going on with anti-vaxxers, in my opinion. But I'm not getting into that. That's a whole load of discussion. I'm not getting into that. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But point is, though, is just I love Kohaku's reaction because it is realistic and is how people would view things if they didn't understand how science was. So, okay, going forward, though, with the episode. Now, going forward with the episode, we also have whatever Senku can potentially do. Now, as I talked about, since Kohaku most likely won't make it back, and there might be a search party sent out, either Chrome, Senku, or Suika, to go find Kohaku, the point is that who would potentially win? Like, I'm going to go into the fact of, if Kinro does lose, I don't think Ginro is going to win either. I just don't think he's going to win either. It's possible, but I just don't think so. So if he loses, it's up to Chrome and Senku. And I think that Senku definitely has a little bit more motive to win now, not just because of his friends, but because of whatever Ruri knows. Ruri talked to Senku about how she knew his last name, and he's like, huh? Nobody has last names in this world. How do you know? And she was saying a name, and then she got interrupted, she passed out, and had to be, you know, escorted away. And so this makes the mystery behind Ruri, her knowledge, and Senku a little bit more deeper, because when you think about it, why would someone this far along, that like hundreds and thousands of years later, know about Senku? Why and how? So the only thing that you could, know from this is if someone that passed down all these stories and etc. in this village was related to Senku or knew Senku in school. I mean, it's not necessarily, I guess, unexpected or, hard to believe, but it's still just like, whoa, someone knows Senku. So the question is, how? What stories was she told, and how does she know? Why was his name passed down? Like, is there a reason to why Senku probably broke out first like he did, or where he was at in his area? Maybe he was transported to a different area. Whatever the case may be, though, I am looking forward to that reveal, and I think that gives a lot of motive to Senku to really try to save her, which, like I said, it could be the reason why he wins in the end against Magma, because he uses science to showcase his skill and showing that you don't need to be brute force to win, as long as if you have a good mind, but also he'll be able to find out the secrets of Ruri and be able to walk in and get accepted by the village, which, if it's not Senku, then Chrome is up to the plate, which I've already said my piece with. But let's say Chrome does fight Magma. If Chrome does, obviously I don't think he's going to be able to win in a straight fight, just like Senku, but Senku, like I said, has science. Chrome will probably rely more on the fact of being cheap shots, etc., and probably aiming for the jewel area on Magma, which would probably be easy to hit since he is a lower stature, very small and lower to the ground. It definitely would be to his advantage. But even if he does do that, I don't think that would make everybody really accept him. It would feel very cheap. I think that the referee and everybody would be like, that's kind of cheating. You hit the man in a spot that you really shouldn't hit a man in. I think that overall, nobody's really going to let that slide. So if Chrome does have to face him, it's going to actually be brute force, but you got to think about all the other people that fought him prior, which probably weakened him down. So if Senku or Chrome does face him, Magma's probably going to be very, very, very weak. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, though. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below, because for some reason, even if you click the subscribe button, you don't always get notified. So if you want to get notified, hit that bell icon. And with that, Chibi out.